What's good, y'all? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love for another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Y'all already know how we do, man. Listen, very, very interesting episode today because, listen, y'all know how this show has been. Y'all know the talk on this show about Coby White has not always been the most flattering, right? We for a long time thought that him and P Kid had a personal beef. Yeah, I mean, we don't know if that was ever confirmed or not, but we've thought that for a while now. But I think the thing is that we're seeing a young man turn the corner. We got to ask the question: should the Chicago Bulls, I'm sorry, be building around Coby White? Is he becoming that level of a talent? I mean, this is a young man that has literally come in balling. The man himself, I like that hat. Hold on now. That hat's saucy now. Hold on now. That
Thank you,
fresh.
sir. You know, my wife was almost like, I don't know about that hat. That's like the Dwayne Wade collection. I was like, you might be right.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like, you might be right, but
that's crazy. That's a fresh hat. No, you wear that with confidence, young man. Listen, the man, the myth, the legend in the building. We for a while thought that Coby White had a relation with one of Kid's past things because of the hate that was coming his way. It got crazy for a while. Coby would go out there and ball out, and a Kid would be like, "No, this ain't happening." And then every now and then, right, it would get to a certain point.
Dude, I can't stand
where Coby well enough for enough games in a row where he'd be like, Coby kind of showing me something a little bit here. Hold on, he playing pretty good. And then he'd have a bad game and immediately be like, I told y'all this man was trash.
Nah, he'd have like a long stretch. He'd have like 5 to 6 games of killing, and then all of a sudden he'd have like another 5 to 6 of just being not mid, just whack. Yeah. I mean, super whack. It wasn't even a redeemable thing. I couldn't even say it was an off night. He was just whack. I was like, no.
He had some tough night. Hey, Steve-O said Miami edition. Hey, man, I'll say this though, right? Over the last 10, and pretty much the 10 games that Zach Lavine has been out for, the Chicago Bulls are now 6-3. Coby White is averaging basically 25 points a game, 24.8, 6.4 assists, 5.9 rebounds. In that time, he has led you to big victories over the Milwaukee Bucks. He's led you to victories over the Philadelphia 76ers. I mean, are we at the point where we need to say the Chicago Bulls need to be focusing on developing Coby White and moving forward with him? Maybe not as your focal point piece, right? But making sure that you're keeping guys out of the way of the young guys that you have on your team.
I think we're at the point where we're going to see the best of the pieces that we've been questioning this entire time, mainly because this is Billy Donovan's element. We've always said that he's always seemed to do well with young talent. So I'm taking the scenic route to say, yes, we're looking at that point where it's like, hey, let's start to develop these young players there. Let's not cater so much toward the veterans, because we see that if we give them enough opportunity, we have pieces here who can give us and will give us the production to kind of carry or at least keep us in games. And as they learn to win and as they learn to close out games, now we're going to start racking up more wins. This is a great start with 6-3. This is still a relatively new look to the Bulls. People are still kind of adjusting to that. And this whole course thing, I think going 6-3, DeMar DeRozan hasn't been the same DeMar DeRozan, so we're going to see that kind of age out a little bit. We can see that. So we're coming into this new era where I think realistically we're doing more with less, simply because we're catering to people's strong suits. Billy Donovan, to me, has never done well with vets. That's just what I saw. Several other analysts have kind of said the same thing.
I didn't even want him, so that's fine.
Yeah, that was it. So a lot of people have said that. So, but Billy Donovan with the young group, kind of putting batteries in their back, letting them go out there, letting them make mistakes and stuff like that. He does coach up a young team well, like I've said previously. So I think we're at that point where we have the pieces. They now have the opportunity. And this is kind of leaning right into what AK has done in Denver as well. He may not have the Jokic player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to jump out the building and say Vooch could do that. But if you look at all the other pieces they drafted and developed, it's fitting that same mold as to what we have here. And I think I told you again on a live before, I've always looked at Coby White when he played well as a Jamal Murray type player. I've
Yeah, but this
always looked
ain't
at him that
Jamal
way.
Murray type play. That's the thing, right? What we're seeing over the last 10 games is a level of leadership that maybe Jamal Murray had at a certain point, but
Mhm.
not with starters. What we saw yesterday to me, and I said this about Coby White, if there's anything that continues, I don't care, but like I like having a dude that puts up 25 points a game, right? Like, I'm not gonna say I don't want to see that, but
Oh,
there's
we need it though.
listen,
We
but
need
those guys
that.
around the NBA, right? Zach Lavine can put up 25 points a game. I'm not worried about finding guys that can score. The problem that the Bulls have had over the past 3 years, we've had 3 guys that can score. Booch can put up 25 points a game if he's the number one. DeMar can put up 30 points a game if he's the number one. Zach can put up
Mhm.
30 points a game if he's the number one. We haven't had somebody take charge of the problems that the Bulls have and say, I'm not gonna let us play like a dead dog. Let's go out here and play some basketball. We were sitting in the studio yesterday. We looked up, we looked down. I uploaded the podcast. We looked back up. We were down
Okay.
24-7. We
Yep.
didn't know what the heck had happened. I was like, wow, this is finna get ugly. By the time we made it to our cars and I cut on the radio, we were up 25-24. I said, what the heck happened? I go back and rewatch the first quarter of this game. Coby White snapping on everybody. He's yelling about people missing their defensive assignments. He's yelling about people moving the basketball. All of a sudden now he's shooting the ball well. He's not just sitting there screaming at people's face. He's being the example, the vocal leader, and the person that says, I'm going to go out here and put some buckets up. Y'all coming with me? That paired with Alex Caruso last night to me was the most leadership that we've seen on the Chicago Bulls probably since Joakim Noah left. I'm not going to say that. Since Jimmy Butler left. But I don't know if Jimmy was the leader that everybody wanted him to be. It was a very divided locker room with him and D Wade and Rondo and all of that. Like, people forget all of that part, right? But when I look at what we saw from Coby White, I mean, like that was a shock to me. And if there's anything that keeps going, like I said, I can find dudes to score 30. Keep being the guy that's holding guys accountable. Keep being the guy that's being a leader, because I think that those are far and few between in today's NBA because of how young it is.
And it's even more impressive considering how young Coby is. Like, Coby is what, 23?
Only 24.
23,
He's
24?
been in the league a little bit now.
He's been in the league 6 years, but it's still very young. Yeah.
Still very young though, right? And so you look at that, he is a vet by all standards, right? As far as seasons played.
Yeah.
But if you look at, just starting now, what his, story arc could be, we could have another 10 years of a good player developing and getting better and things of that nature. And it makes for an interesting story. But it also gives him, because he has 6 years in the league, it gives him the ability to speak freely.
23 years old.
He's 23. So he gives him that ability to speak freely and actually challenge people to actually play better and things of that nature, because he's not just this 23-year-old kid who's just got to this team. He's been with this team for a minute. He's seen the ups and downs. He's been here. He's a veteran by those standards, and he's someone that they can rally around. And so I like where he's going with it. Now, is it ultimately going to be him? Don't know. But
I think the problem with that is, right, like that voice doesn't resonate unless I see you do what you do. Right? Listen, as much as whether DeMar does or doesn't, or is or isn't a vocal leader, DeMar DeRozan's going to go out there and he's going to put on a show. He's going to go out there. He's going to be able to make plays. Last 10 games, I think he's fit in more of that San Antonio type DeMar that we've been looking for, right? 24 points a game, 0.4 assists, 4.2 rebounds, going along with what Coby White has done in the last 10, right? Like, he's somebody that is going to be the lead by example guy. I can go out here, I can ball out. Y'all can come with me. Y'all cannot. To have somebody being as vocal as we're seeing Coby being, and even Billy Donovan talked about it, how Coby White's voice is getting to douchebag levels. It's getting to I can't stand this guy. Like, why are you yelling at me right now levels, right? Like, but guess what? Those are the guys that win. Those are the guys that win. And so, like, the leadership that we're seeing Coby be able to put forth, I think, to me, without Zach Lavine on the court, that's the part to me that has grown the most and that you just didn't see with Zach on the floor.
You know what? I think that's a product of last year. And I agree with Baki, who says that, he would have never did that last year or two. Last year, who do we have? We had Pat Beverly. Now, of course, we know Pat Beverly did rub people the wrong way. But what you saw is he took the reins. He took the young guys up under him, and he gave them confidence. He allowed them to be a little bit better at attention to detail, in the games. And I think Coby White learned a lot from that. And now he's kind of taken that role of being more vocal, especially now that Zach is gone. I think he's taken an ascension with all across the board, whether it's his leadership, whether it's the scoring, whether it's the passing, getting people involved in the game. I think that that's also a part of it as well, as learning from the vet.
And this gives you the prime opportunity to absolutely go the route of, divesting and retooling this particular team. One of the main questions we asked about when it comes to Chicago Bulls is who gives you, like, we trade Zach, cool, but we needed to get something back. Who was going to fill this void of what Zach could give you? Because Zach, like you mentioned, you can find someone to give you 25.
Yeah.
But this is the Bulls. We've seen this team without Zach and without DeMar not put up points. We've seen people not show up for it. So it's like, who was going to step up to the challenge and actually fill that void of keeping us in games when we need to be in games? Like last night, as you mentioned, we were down 16, 7, whatever the points was. I think when I looked up, we were down 16.
It got ugly quick.
Yeah.
Right. That's a moment where you need your guy, your number one guy, or you need a guy to come in and be like, hey, listen, we need to get back into this game. Who takes that control of that game that's not named DeMar? Who takes control that's not named Zach? That's what we wanted. We wanted to figure out who that was. Coby White's been showing you that that's him. And he's shooting at an amazing clip. It's 42% from three. I've cooked him when he shot poorly. I got to praise him when he's doing well. The man is absolutely on the heater. But again, as you mentioned, the mentality is coming along. He's maturing a lot more. He looks more comfortable on the play. He's playing with a lot of confidence. He's playing free. This version of any player that has those three things going, you're shooting well, you're playing free, your confidence is high, you're expecting good results from it. And at this point now, it's like, hey, I think we need to start getting ready for the conversation of what life is going to look like for the next couple of years as we retool, not necessarily like win championships, but how do we retool and build around these young players? Because that's ultimately where we're leaning.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the part that's going to suck with that people aren't going to want to have a conversation on is that probably leads to you trading DeMar DeRozan this year. That probably leads to you moving on from Zach Lavine. And me and Hayes talked about this last night, right? Like, we're at a point now in the Zach Lavine deal where you're taking an L. You're not going to win the deal.
Yeah.
And not to say that you're to the point. I asked the question, are we to the point where you're just trying to move on from him so that it's not a storyline anymore? But I think that we're definitely to the point where you basically say, okay, we're willing to take the L on this deal because we just want to get players back that fit what we're doing, that fit what we're trying to build here. That's the thing about, Torrey Craig and Alex Caruso and Javon Carter that AK loves, right? They fit the kind of mentality for this team that this team is trying to put out there. Now you kind of see DeMar buying into that a little bit, but I think there's also a little bit of, he's still going to want to get what he's worth, what he feels he's worth getting paid. The Bulls ain't paying him, more than he's going to be worth because he ain't a part of the long-term deal here. And I think, even with it may not be at the same level offensively as Coby White right now, but the ascension that Patrick Williams is taking is basically that he's the best non-center defender and paint defender in the NBA right now. You're seeing young guys with a young guy take steps that we haven't seen them take in 3 years. And it's literally happened in the span of 2 weeks. I feel like Coby White and Patrick Williams have taken bigger strides in the span of 2 weeks than we've seen them take in the span of 3 years when they were, guess what? Behind two other guys that are very ball dominant guys that aren't going to allow you to get your shots off.
And the funny thing about this is, as you mentioned, P. Will has played a lot better. I have to give him credit for that. 25, I think it was a 25 against the Heat.
I should turn my recording on for that.
Yeah, he has played better. Now listen, still not number 4 overall quality yet.
Jordan, we got the internet, bro. You don't have. You can go back and watch it again.
I know. I'm just joking.
Still not number 4 overall. Like, I still wouldn't draft him that high. I still think that's a miss. But the tape is still out. The journey is still happening. Yeah. I'm willing to ride it out and see what happens ultimately with him on the Chicago Bulls. I just still wouldn't have taken him that high. Stand on that one. Coby White when he was
there's guaranteed buckets behind him, right? So it's like
it's
you feel like he's trending in the right direction, but right when
it's like
you're not gonna feel like you should have took him until like he's the focal point of a piece on your team.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I've always said though that I thought it was the pecking order. I think that Patrick Williams has gained more confidence, and obviously he's showing a level of aggressiveness consistently that we haven't seen because from game to game, you'll see him get, 13, 15 points. Then the next game, he puts up 2. And it's like, God, that's so frustrating. But now that Zach is out the way, again, Coby's Ascension, Pat Will's right behind him. So now you got to worry about just, well, not pleasing, but you got to worry about DeMar and Vooch. But now you have Coby and Patrick knowing that they have to fill a better role or a bigger role. You don't
please DeMar anymore. Hey, guess what? DeMar is now DeMar is in the role that we thought he should have been.
That we've been wanting him to be in for 2 years.
now he's in a role where you got to take the back seat and you kind of like somewhat of a safety net, but like get out the way. Like we didn't expect the DeMar we get. We didn't expect him to come in and break Wilt records and stuff like that. We weren't expecting that. That's not what happened. You saw, like you can clearly see what happens when we get people out the way. And Billy Donovan actually encourages these young players to play that particular way. I'm going to emphasize that because Billy Donovan's approach to the game is completely changed. I appreciate his change, but I'm also going to give him smoke because you could have been did this. Like you could have actually
right? Like yes, you can. We can say that Billy Donovan has control of the roster, but Billy Donovan still got to go up to AK and say, "I'm giving Coby White more minutes than Zach Lavine."
No, he didn't have to.
What GM
gave Coby White 31? Coby White's averaging 31 minutes.
Yeah, the last night he's averaging almost 40.
Yeah, but as a starting point guard, he was going to get those minutes regardless. It's about I'm going to let him take the shots. That's the difference. I'm going to put him in a position to actually play his game. That's the difference. But I'd say it like this. At this point, just going back to your initial point, there's no way you look at what's happening now and you put Zach back in this lineup.
I don't.
You can't.
I don't be and it's not. And I've had to listen. Y'all know I rock with Zach Lavine. I do believe that whatever team he's going to go to, he's going to instantly become the Zach Lavine that we all thought that he was, right? Like he kind of had a moment where he was like, I'm done with this team. I'm still going to be here. I'm going to put my jersey on. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do what they tell me to do. But y'all know when you don't want to be at a job, you may do the bare minimum. Right?
The bare minimum was still 20 points a game. You know?
Hey, nine shots a game ain't exactly what we're used to from Zach Lavine. But like he came in, he did, to me what he still was being a professional. He was going through it in a situation that to me he doesn't want to be in. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about all of that though is, okay, so that's what you're doing now, but everybody else is still looking to you to be that guy that you were before. So now you're like, okay, you can't put Zach Lavine back in this lineup because it feels like it takes away because he don't want to be here. He don't want to take those shots. That he doesn't want to. And it's not that he don't want to take them. He just don't want to take them here, right? Like it's like what they said when Yurko said this once. I think he was talking about Alshon Jeffrey, one of the mugs. And he said, why would they take? Somebody asked him, why would Alshon or whoever it was take the same amount of money that the Bears offered him to leave? And he basically was like, because I don't want to be here anymore. I will take the L to go there versus being here and getting the same.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the path that Zach is on here. He's just like, I'm ready to go. I'm done here. What we're doing ain't working here. We can go through the motions. We cannot. It is what it is. Now, the part that's going to be interesting is, right, is AK willing to take the L on the trade? Because Casey Johnson was talking about it in an article and basically said that, Zach Lavine, he wouldn't be overly shocked if Zach Lavine is here post-trade deadline because, AK is not going to sit here and put the team in a bad position to move away from Zach. To me, I think you're at a position where you can have addition by subtraction, very much like Philly did. To me, Philly's a much better team without James Harden on it. And both teams, to me, won in that deal.
I'll be honest.
The Clippers are killing.
Clippers finally playing well. We know what the light at the end of that tunnel is, right? Unless he finally wins a championship, but it feels like it's heading to the same spot.
I'll be honest with you. The one thing I can see happening is Zach still being here and DeMar leaving and it working out just fine. Simply because we'd be back in the situation that we should have been in.
Yeah.
We'd have the supporting cast that Zach needs. Other people can go get a bucket. He absolutely can. Like, we've seen him run the floor, try to get other people involved and stuff like that. No one was making shots and stuff like that. But he was also coming in with a lineup right after DeMar had sat down and stuff like that. So that kind of chemistry is off. I don't think we've ever seen this Coby, this Patrick Williams with Zach on the floor without DeMar.
Here's the only reason why I disagree with that, because DeMar DeRozan takes better shot selections. He has better shot selections. I don't think Zach Lavine, if he comes back and you just kind of trade him off with DeMar, I don't think you get the same type of playing style that meshes with what they're doing in these last 9 games. I just don't think that they're going to improve or be the same. It's going to drop off.
I think DeMar plays more of a half-court game. Back to the basket.
DeMar know his shots, and he's practiced that shot so much that like you're almost surprised when he missed. DeMar is
DeMar is Carmelo Anthony right now.
DeMar is Carmelo. I don't even know if he's Carmelo. Like when you look at DeMar's mid-range game, it might be like 4 people better than him in the history of the NBA.
At midi, yeah.
At mid-range shots.
Yeah.
Like he's that good at mid-range jump shots. Like he's right behind Steph Curry in total points all time, literally just off of middies.
Literally just off of middies.
You know what I mean? Like DeMar DeRozan is really, really elite at shooting mid-range jump shots. And so I think like when you have somebody on your team that's like that, it's not about high IQ shots. Because listen, DeMar takes some dumb shots. He's just so good at them, they not dumb. Right? Like it almost looks like it's not like they're Stephen Curry shots. They just from the mid-range. DeMar do that pump fake on Joel Embiid and do a bump fade away, put it up, and you'll be like, what's going on? I bet. You know what I mean? Like it's not that hey, Hayes is supporting the hat as well. That's a fly hat, bro.
I appreciate you.
Hey, Hayes will have that hat in 20 minutes. You don't even know. The hat collection at his house is ridiculous.
I saw it. That man got like 50 hats. All bulls and
bears. And we don't think about DeMar DeRozan in that aspect of it because he shoots mid-range jump shots. He literally does in the mid-range what Steph Curry does from the three-point line. Like you'll look at Steph's threes if you're a technical basketball person and be like, that's a bad shot. It's Stephen Curry.
I'm gonna say this though. The one thing about it is pace of play. Zach keeps up with the pace of play.
That's true. DeMar slowed the game down. DeMar gonna make it ISO game.
I just think that's because DeMar is old.
But whatever the reasons are,
he can run for 48 minutes.
No, but whatever the reasons are, the fact that he slows the pace of play down doesn't mean that he's not good and stuff like that. He's just in a different situation. He plays the game differently. Whereas everyone else, this is a get it up and down league. Like people, like the one thing that Zach does now that everyone kills him for, but he does it at a good clip, is that 3 he takes. Statistically now, it's a good shot. When DeMar first got into the league and when DeMar was one of the best 2 guards in the league on Toronto, that wasn't a good shot. That was I don't know why you're taking it. If you make it, great. May not come back down and take it again.
There weren't that many people taking that shot. You talk about the one where he basically come up the court, stop and pop, pull 3, and you just be like, okay, never mind, it went in. The shot Coby White is knocking down at a high clip right now. The only person taking that shot in the league really was J.R. Smith. And it's because nobody else cared. Like it was just like get the ball to JR, enter the shot clock, put it up, it's going in. Like that was such a I don't even know what we called that shot back in the it was a prayer. That's what we called it. It was a prayer. J.R. Smith would throw up a prayer, and he was just really good at knocking them in. Now we see dudes on a regular basis knock that shot in. Hey, with 22 on the shot clock. Like, it's not like it's at the end of the shot.
Oh, that was a horrible shot. You mean to tell me you came down and you took that 3 and it was 22 seconds on the shot clock left? Man, that's the quickest way to the bench. But even still, it's just one of those things where it was an experiment that didn't work. And we all see what's happening. We see who's developing more with who. We see who's playing better with who. Yeah. And the one thing I will say is I still haven't seen this P-Will, this Coby with Zach, and I think it's possible. I would love to see it before we trade, because the trade market is what we really getting for Zach. Look at all the rumors you've seen. What you really getting for Zach?
I've heard a couple people say that, and you have to get something. It's impossible. It's impossible for you to get 3 to 4. Like you're not doing a cash dump on $250 million. Right, like remember who was we talking about that with, right? Like it was Russ, like it was like $40 million. And Mo was like, oh, you could just, you just write that off. You're not writing off $40 million bucks. You know what I mean? You're going to get something back. I think the question that most people have is, right, are the Bulls going to be willing to take an L on it? Because there is the 15% trade kicker that kicks in. If you hold on to Zach for another year, Hayes brought this point up yesterday on Locked On. He gets paid more money next year. That means the trade kicker goes up. So I do think that there's going to be something where you're trying to move on from this guy. I think that you're literally asking yourself, okay, what's the best case scenario to get players in here to complement these young guys now? And that's the part that we didn't think we'd be having this conversation on. We thought we were having a conversation on going to get guys who could come in and fit in with DeMar and Vooch and kind of work in that dynamic. No, now we're having a conversation on, if Zach Lavine is gone and we're getting role players back, are these role players going to fit into what we're doing? P. Will is playing to a point, right, where, I mean, you were like, hey, listen, if you get Rui back, Rui's starting. I ain't starting Rui now. P. Will's the best paint defender that's not a center in the NBA right now. His game is elevated, and it's over a 2-week span. It's crazy.
But I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
I do expect DeMar DeRozan not to be a Chicago Bull.
Trade deadline?
I don't think he's going to be a Chicago Bull. So, like, at this point, you know what I'm looking at? I'm looking at a clear small forward position that's wide to freak open, that I'm going to put P. Willie, I'm going to set you right there, and you go be the best defender right there.
Or listen, if you trade with Sacramento, you get Harrison Barnes back. Now you got him in there.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. The best trade that's available, that's possible, is getting someone at the power forward, the center position.
Who? The only power forward, the center that's available is Rui.
Yeah.
Well, I have to double check. I think he can be traded on the 15th. But I'm still.
Everybody can be traded January 15th. December 15th passed already.
That's what I'm talking about. January 15th.
Everybody can be traded January.
That's wishful thinking, Shay.
Hey, Kyle Kuzma.
Paul George.
Kyle Kuzma.
No.
How the heck did we get to Kyle Kuzma?
I'm good too. I'm good on that.
Because you got to think about, like, who the heck is available that you would even want to fit on this thing. Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, pulled that name out of nowhere. He pulled that name out of that hat. That man said,
you're sipping too much wine, brother.
Listen, and this is definitely a hat Kyle Kuzma will wear.
I'd be a lot more fur on there. No, I just think that I just honestly believe that you're at a point with the team that you have right now, where you're not just looking to go out there and dominate the trade. You're looking to go out there and find pieces that can come back and make an impact. And right now, when you look at the Chicago Bulls over their last 10, right, where do we need the most impact? You need a little bit of help offensively, maybe more. But defensively, this team is really starting to click in. And, I think that that's the part where I look at this Bulls team and I'm like, okay, you are starting to ascend as a defensive team with a Coby White, with somebody who's coming in, putting up 25 a game and moving in the right direction. You're still ascending defensively as a team. Don't tell me that Torrey Craig did that news.
Yeah, breaking news, man.
We got breaking news on the You Dig? My God, here we go. Don't tell me that. Is that facts? That's tough because we can't even trade them at that point. Oh, boy, here we go. From Jamal Collier. And Baki has quote tweeted it, so we know it's facts. Bulls say forward Torrey Craig has been diagnosed with a sprain of his right plantar fascia, an injury suffered in the second quarter Saturday in Miami. Craig will be immobilized for 4 weeks before he can begin rehabilitation, which will require an additional 4 to 6 weeks. Hayes, get out the chat. Go drop the video, brother. Yeah. As I changed the title on this video as well. Boys, what do you think about that?
That's a huge piece to be to get injured because he's a very, very good 3-and-D. He was actually getting more comfortable in his role, knocking down more shots. So if you're trading Zach Lavine, then probably you're gonna have to focus on somebody that can replace that kind of role too.
Hey, talk about a transition off a kid's point that absolutely is now facts. We need a power forward.
Yeah. Hey, Kuminga. Ooh, get your boy, Pat.
Hold on.
PK.
No, Jonathan Kuminga is going to be a Golden State Warrior. Golden State Warriors have benched Andrew Wiggins for Jonathan Kuminga. They're not going to sit there. They probably moved Andrew Wiggins.
What Wiggs got going on?
I'm going to be honest with you.
What Wiggs got going on? Hey, Zach, you want to go out to Golden State? What's going on with Wiggs, man?
Nobody wants to be in Golden State anymore. That team is giving up. Steve Kerr is losing control of that whole situation. And you know what? They got 4 rings out of it. It was a heck of a run. Shout out to him. But now it's time to blow it up. Anyway, moving on to this point, I'll tell you this right now. Yeah, this is the moment where now we are back on the P will step up train because
yeah,
and he has. I mean, we've been without him for a couple of weeks here.
More production now.
Well, we've been without Torrey since the Miami game, since last week. I think it was the first Miami game.
And since then, P. Will has stepped up. Now he has more opportunity. I hate to say it, but this injury opens up a good opportunity for him to showcase what he can do. And ultimately, for us not to be like, we're talking about Torrey Craig, dog. Ain't nobody, half this chat didn't even know who he was last season. Like, it was Torrey Craig. If you said that and I told you to describe him to me, you couldn't do it. Like, I ain't trying to hate. I'm just saying, like, it's Torrey Craig.
A little bit of hate. Felt like hate.
If you are
I knew who Torrey Craig was.
Craig is going to make or break your team. Jesus, you're in a bad.
No, but I think it is the I think what we can say about Torrey Craig is that the mindset that he has provided to this team is evident, right? And listen, he's somebody that has gone up against P. Will in practice. He's somebody that is, I think I will say this. We knew that their battles were something that Billy Donovan was going to put into the practices and different things like that. We've seen a much more aggressive P. Will the entire season. This is the most aggressive we've ever seen P. Will in our lives. I don't know if Torrey Craig was in there like, you ain't gonna have no job next year, right? I don't know what he was saying to him, bro.
Hey, all that number one money, stop it. First round draft pick, stop it. Let me get all that bread because you ain't gonna be here too much longer. They're gonna get rid of you. Finna get all this money right here. Thank you. I mean, we talk about
a comedian name.
Dude,
give it up for Torrey Craig.
I think of like several.
He do got a little bit of a comedian name. Give it up for Torrey Craig, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I don't even think of the ball player at all. I think of somebody coming to the stage for real.
I think that this is gonna be a tough loss for the Chicago Bulls. I do like he challenged P. Will day one. I think that there was a mindset change that did take place, and I think he's just a solid piece off your bench, somebody that can come in who's been able to knock down the three ball at a 40+% clip while being on this team, right? And that is something to me that you looked at as an asset. That's something to me that I was like, okay, well, when Zach Lavine leaves, this is a definite rotational piece that we have on our team. When when DeMar DeRozan leaves, this is a piece that we can count on being on our team. Not a fact that we've lost him. I do think that is going to have an impact on the Bulls, bench-wise, defensively for sure. Listen, next man up. The one thing that we were able to see without Torrey Craig on the floor was we saw Dalen Terry get some minutes. Seems like he's gaining some more confidence on the defensive end. Only 10 minutes, but seems like he's gaining some more confidence on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And seeing him go out there and play harder, seeing him go out there and who else am I thinking of? Julian Phillips in his limited time. Are we going to see more minutes for him?
Yeah.
Like those are the two guys that I'm really looking at to see, okay, are we going all in on developing the young guys? Might as well put them out there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Not to like throw this curveball, but it's this one player who
Torrey Craig shooting 45% since he's been a Bull. Hold on, is that fact?
No, he's gotten better and better.
Jesus, hold on.
Yeah.
There is one guy who has been
38, 45 over the last 5. I was like 45%.
He's improved. He's definitely improved.
There was one guy who I want to throw out there. I'm not saying I want him. I'm just saying he's available.
As a trade piece?
Yeah, money kind of match.
Okay.
He is a historic player from one regard.
He's old.
He can shoot the heck out of the ball.
Oh.
Doug McDermott.
He make a lot of money.
Who you talking about?
And he tall as heck, but you probably be like,
Luke Cornett.
Towns.
Right, Luke Cornett, baby.
Carl Anthony Towns.
It's
on the trade block.
Nah, I'm cool. By the way, if y'all in here, 116 in here, hit that like button, subscribe to the page.
Hey, listen, I just want to see what the chat feel like as Carl Anthony Towns.
You know what it is for me with Cat, and I think that this is the same thing as people have talked about with Zach. I think this is the same thing that people talk about with, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of the people that are top scorers around this NBA, and right with Craig going down, right, maybe that's a piece where you trade Zach back to Minnesota, you get a couple, you'd be basically doing that straight up. But the problem with me with Towns is Carl Anthony Towns feel like he played basketball in his spare time. When the last time you heard about Karl Anthony Towns when you thought about the Minnesota Timberwolves?
And
You
that was
don't
years
even think
ago.
about him.
Years
dog.
ago.
Hey,
You don't
dog,
even
I
think
just
about
threw
him.
out the name because he was available. He do shoot the crap out of the ball. He shoot the leather off the ball. Like he don't get enough credit for that. He is a shooter.
You think he would be a good fit for this team with Vooch and Drummond in the paint, working inside out?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what Cat is. Cat is a tall.
That's the problem.
Listen, I was just stirring up some conversation in this one just because I saw the name. I was like, I ain't heard nobody mention this name. I don't want him, but I just
You
want to
want to know what
somebody
Karl
else
Anthony
did.
Towns shoot playoff wise?
Oh no.
But you know what?
Yeah,
Playoff
shoot
wise,
25% from three,
yeah, playoff wise, he was trash.
45% from the field.
Oh man, that is manure.
He averages 18 points a game. He does average 10 rebounds.
He's 18 and 10. What does he average from three right now?
Hey, he is a negative 46 plus minus.
Oh no. Oh no.
Now, plus minus is a very misleading stat. They lost. So it's, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, but nah, I'm cool, bro.
The one thing I will say is,
Hey, you know who I don't want? The dude that was the face of the team until they drafted the real face of the team, and then he wasn't the face of the team no more.
That's exactly why I want him. You want to know why?
The team just slowly was like, yeah, you sit over there.
That's exactly why I want him. You want to know why? Because you ain't coming over here to be the face of the team, my boy. You coming over here to do exactly what you was doing this entire time. Whooping and crying over there, hitting this three, shutting up and getting back on D.
He's such listen, if Muggs complain about Zach Lavine being a low IQ player and want to go get Karl Anthony Towns,
yeah,
and you all for it, because that Karl Anthony Towns got to be one of the, like, Zach Lavine to me, like, he take bad shots, but the league take bad shots. So like I don't get as upset about Zach Lavine taking bad shots, right? It's a bad shot when you miss it. It's an untimely shot. It's an untimely shot if you miss it, right? We seen him make that shot. We love it. The Cat got to be. me and Kid have texted about this many times. Cat got to be one of the most unintelligent defenders I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Bucky,
and then he be sitting there talking like he is him. Like, who's you yelling at, my G?
Sure.
You just made the mistake. What is we talking about right now? If you don't shut up and get back on D, like, who are you talking? I've never seen such a big kid in my life.
Hey, Bucky, I need you stop tweeting me stuff, man, because you ain't tweeting me nothing good today. Chicago Bulls say that forward Patrick Williams suffered a right calf strain in last night's game, but he should be good to go for tomorrow night's game. Calf strain for P. Will as well. So, I mean, listen, it is it's getting ugly out here right now for the Chicago Bulls. A lot of players. I almost said a word that was definitely going to sound like a pause. A lot of players dealing with some injury issues here. Seems like Jeff Tanaka might be back in the building. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Tanner said he won the 3-point contest and got cocky. Hey, bro, he said, "I'm the best shooting big ever." Say, yeah, but not when it counts. You know why Dirk Nowitzki's the best shooting big ever? Because he knocked down threes in the finals.
When it matters, yeah.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. We're going to keep this thing moving right along. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. The breaking news, if you guys did miss it, Torrey Craig will be out 2 to 3 months, possibly leaning towards that 3 months with how this Bulls team is has usually recovers here, right? And hopefully this is not something long-term, but dealing with a, what was that again? Sprain on his right plantar fascia, an injury suffered in the second quarter of Saturday's Miami game. And on top of that, P. Will also dealing with a Levante said cocky pause. No, that's taking it too far. That's taking it too far. That's gotta be the origin of that word, though. Gotta be when you think about anyway. But nah, Steve-O said we can't speak English no more. Hey, we just gotta do the whole show in Spanish. P. Will dealing with a strained calf as well. So that's tough, man. Couple of major injuries to the Chicago Bulls. That hopefully will not end up hurting the team long term, especially with how they've been winning. And I mean, listen, December's off to a good start. They should be able to finish out this month pretty well. Let me ask y'all this, man, as we keep this thing moving along. Did y'all see Did you all see the Rashard Mendenhall tweet?
Yeah.
I haven't heard from Rashard Mendenhall since I seen him running in Pittsburgh. I don't know what's going on with that dude.
So Rashard Mendenhall dropped a tweet. And let me make sure I pull the tweet up so I am properly quoting him here. We're properly quoting from Twitter now, by the way. I'm sick of average white guys commenting on football. Y'all not even good at football. Can we please replace the Pro Bowl with an all black versus all white bowl so these cats can stop trying to teach me who's good at football? I'm better than your GOAT.
A racial bowl game? Really?
Now, a racial bowl, baby. He said, let's have the Civil War. That's what we got right here. He said, can we
I want no part
North
of that conversation, my
South?
G. I'm sorry. Hey, everything about that just seems cancelable. I'm sorry. I'm just like,
hey, bro, listen, here's the funniest part about it, right? Somebody started breaking down, right? Like if you're doing this modern NFL here, the segregation bowl, Chi-Town Javier. Ray just said he's off that Kanye juice. Relax, brother. But the funniest thing in the world to me about this is I was sitting there and I was watching people make these lists. And don't sleep on the white team, bro. Don't sleep on the all-white team, bro.
It ain't easy.
Bro.
It ain't that simple.
And I saw
the best running back in the league.
You said what?
Who?
They said Christian McCaffrey's the best.
You're getting CMC on there,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, if we being 100% right, offensive line they got locked down. The offensive line got it locked down.
Jason Kelsey.
And we got cornerbacks locked down.
Now, here is
Right.
the tough
air.
part,
You got
right?
corner locked down, baby.
Listen. There hasn't been a white corner in the NFL. In like 10 years, bro. Like legitimately, bro. But I gotta ask y'all this question. Steve-O said the Harlem Renaissance Bowl. There we go. Listen, I gotta ask y'all this question. What do we do with the mixed people? That's the first thing I thought as somebody who's mixed. What do you do with the mixed people?
Oh, you got to
go on the percentage.
No,
what percentage are they black?
You 50-50, right? You
do the shade, you got to put the card up. He was like, hey, well, you're past this shade of mulatto. You get to this.
You're doing the Family Guy joint. Wait a minute, hold on.
What's the family tree website you got to look at? Is it 23andMe or what is that you got to look at?
You got to get a 23andMe done if you're mixed. Then hey, 23andMe expensive, bro, even for NFL players.
I think Chi-Town got it.
What do you got? What's your? No, that's what I was gonna pull up, man. J-Mac retweeted.
Hey, if you can say it without getting jumped, you know what team you're on.
All right, so here's the tough part, right? Here's the tough part. J-Mac retweeted Will Compton. Will Compton broke this down, said that exact same thing. Basically, if you can slang the N-word around and be good, you're good. If you can't, you're on the whites, right? You know what I mean? So here was the tough part, right? Because I think player for player, I feel like the all-black team got a good chance of winning it because they have nobody that can stop any receivers. We have all the cornerbacks. We have all the cornerbacks. We got safeties. I get like safety-wise, right? Like Will Compton was talking about, CMC got to play both ways. He got to play safety and he got to play running back on that mug. You got Harrison Smith. Yeah, I mean, like, ugh.
Now, here's a funny thing, though. Because they got the offensive line locked up.
Hey, they got offensive line. They getting Jason Kelsey, right? They got offensive line locked up. I feel more comfortable about their offensive line.
They get Travis Kelsey, too.
Hey, no, baby. Ooh. I get Micah Parsons. I get Myles Garrett. I get Montez Sweat. I get Zadarius Smith. I get what defensive lineman you gonna name? They're not gonna have enough bodies.
They got Aiden Hutchinson.
Deron Payne, Chase Young, keep it going.
They got some dogs. They got some dogs for that defensive line.
Chi-Town said we don't got no kickers though. I said, hey, we going for 2 every time.
Dang, we ain't got no kickers.
They might win just off. They might score every time off kicking alone.
Hey, facts. And now here's the thing: quarterback battle. That's a battle.
We got
who did Pat Mahomes go to?
Oh, come on now.
He black.
Yeah, he black.
Hey, I almost said it. His dad is a
He's a brother.
I don't know, bro.
He's a brother.
I don't know, bro.
that dude black all day
I don't know,
long.
bro. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the
like
dominant gene right there.
I'm looking at he said Pat Mahomes' dad say we smoking Philly blunts. He with us.
Hey, now they got
Hey,
Josh Allen.
He
They got Joey
repaired Pat
B.
Mahomes, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
Come on now. They get Travis Kelce, though. They get Travis Kelce.
They get
They
Travis Kelce.
They might have
Cooper
tight ends.
Kupp.
I like how I'm saying they, like I'm not white and black. I don't know
whose side are you on, Pat?
I don't know. I don't know.
Question.
Hey, look, I keep saying they, so clearly I guess I'm on the black side. I'm in the middle. No, I'm commentating. Yeah, I mean, like, I said
they have the best QBs then.
I
love the fact that we're having this conversation in jest and like nobody's being upset about it. Like,
I love it.
That's like, thank you for bringing the 90s back. Thank you. Like, for real.
No, like, so let's go position by position. Quarterback, even. Quarterback is even.
No.
I think they might got an edge on quarterback.
No, Dak, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Kyle Murray, like Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields.
I mean, but they got
got that on lock.
Josh Allen,
Joe Burrow. They got Tommy DeVito. They got Tommy DeVito's
no, you didn't
manager.
Say Tommy DeVito.
Hey, bro, they got Josh Allen,
Brock Purdy. Okay,
Brock Purdy.
Right.
Hey,
Aaron
Rodgers.
CMC stay together.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. There's some dogs out there.
Hey, if we go historically, though, oh no, they got it historically. They got it historically.
Hey, look, we can't do historically for any sport because we only been there like 40 years. Like, come on.
Of course, they got Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, I mean,
you can't remember.
Hey, they got Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain.
Can't forget Kurt.
But he injured though.
I'm going. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. They might have the advantage at quarterback, bro.
They got,
really just got Pat Mahomes. We got Tua,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson is I might go Lamar in a game like that.
Hey, Jalen Hurts is like worse than Justin Fields right now. He
had 88 yards in the third quarter yesterday.
Hey, listen. Nobody talking about it, but Josh Allen won a game with 94 yards.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yeah. And you wonder why ain't nobody talking about it? Because out of the two QBs we named, we know one QB would throw for 1,000 yards in a game. Hey, he'd throw 1,000 times. He would throw that thing 100 times a game if they let him.
Chi-Town said Lamar and Patrick take us home. Hey, listen, that's a dangerous combo right there. I run them ones out there in a Wildcat on the same field.
Ooh,
you don't know,
that's a good one.
You don't know
and
who's getting
Justin?
the ball in that mug.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, right? Cooper Kupp.
And that's it.
Nah. No wide receivers out here.
They got tight end on lock.
They got tight end on lock too. I keep saying they like I'm not white again.
Hey, and you got to think about it. Some of those tight ends can play receiver.
Here's the real question. Where's Puka going?
Oh, Puka's like foreign, right? He ain't black, is he?
Puka is half black.
Yeah, he a minority. He knows.
He's staying with us. He's staying with us.
I feel like Puka don't say it.
He know where he at.
With us.
I feel like Puka don't say it.
Hey, his name is Puka. He know where he at.
Some you yell in the hood.
Hey, that man, he had no chance.
Hey,
Puka,
bro,
he had to be famous.
I was just dying laughing at the fact that this is actually a hilarious conversation. Steve-O said white people got the O-line too, low key. Hey, bro, quarterback's protected, bro. Quarterback's protected, bro.
See, who is on the line? Well, you got Trent Williams. I'll take Darnell Wright. I'll take a healthy Tevin Jenkins.
Taking a rookie, dog. We going back. He first off, he went only Bears out there. He taking Tevin Jenkins and Darnell Wright.
Question. Who's on a black offensive line?
Laramie Tunsil.
Some of them dudes from Dallas, right? What's your Dallas?
I mean,
we're gonna struggle with this one because I'm thinking about this. It's about matchups.
Trent
Williams, Aiden Hutchinson, Max Crosby on the other end.
Trent Williams is probably the best. Hey, I forgot about Max Crosby. Max Crosby might be black though. We don't know yet. Hey, I've seen
JJ
Max Crosby
might come out of retirement just for this.
Hey, I've seen Max Crosby smoke more blunts on TV than anybody I've ever seen in my life.
Ooh,
This
yeah,
stuff.
that D line. Yeah, I forgot about Aaron
I'm just
Donald.
saying,
Whatever.
bro. Yeah, that D. I ain't gonna lie to you. They offensive line gonna have it's gonna be insane. Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, Michael Parsons, Khalil Mack. Hey, and you bring a Sweat in as a backup. Chase Young coming in as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Ooh, he said black team don't have a center.
Hey, I don't know if the black team got an elite center. I'm trying to think of an elite black center.
I don't think the black team got a center, period. You said elite. Where's the last time we seen it? I ain't paid attention.
Man.
Where's the last?
That's a good call out. I don't know.
Hey, who's the center?
Oh, I know there's a black center in the NFL. There's got to be, but I'm just trying to think of one.
Hey, yeah. He said somewhere around here, right? Hey, it's a lot of people who don't make these teams. Somewhere around here. Some practice squad got one.
I love that people have gone so hard and actually breaking this down, bro. Like I'm just having a good time, but like
Sam Mustipher.
Oh God.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You have a hard time if he's a center.
You having a bad day. He falling over his
feet. What about linebackers, y'all?
Let's see. So somebody actually did this. They got a full-on team. Oh God, I ain't gonna lie. The white team is lit. Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp, Adam Thielen, Justin Watson.
Yeah.
I'd go Puka over that. We'll give him Puka. We'll allow him to have Puka. Hey, Ray just said all the black centers are playing guard.
They out of position.
Travis Kelce, offensive line, Lane Johnson, Zach Martin, Jason Kelsey, Joel Bettino, David Bakhtiari. Good Lord, that's an offensive line. D-line, TJ Watt. Oh, they get both Bosa brothers.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, dang. Oh,
Nick.
this. Ooh.
Both Bosa brothers, Max Crosby. That's ridiculous. At linebacker, Matt Milano, Alex Singleton, Leighton Vander Esch.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I throw a Jack Sanborn in there too. At cornerback, it's ugly. Hunter Renfrow.
Nah. Hunter Renfrow, ain't he a receiver?
Barrios. I thought he was a receiver.
Renfro's a receiver.
You gotta flip sides, baby. You gotta flip sides.
They get desperate.
Need hardworking, undersized special teamers. That's all that is, baby. At safety, Reed Blankenship, Gunnar Olszewski.
So if we could get the ball, we can have someone develop plays that are short enough, we burning them on the outside. Okay, I got you.
Man, all you need is Tyreek and Jalen Waddle doing fly routes all day.
Hey, bro, I think here's the thing, right? Yeah, they cooking it. They're not going to be able to stop at all. But I think here's the thing. The all-black team, you're just going to find a dude that can snap the best.
That's it.
You're just finding the dude that can snap the best, right? We got Trent Williams, we got Mike Onwenu, Jeffrey Simmons, Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith. I'd throw a Laramie Tunsil in there. I'd like some names in there.
Steve, we know who wins that one.
What about coaching though?
We know who wins that one.
Hold on. Because I got a mixed name that nobody's thrown into the mix.
Mike McDaniel.
Let me get Mike McDaniels. Yeah, come on.
Wait, he ain't full on white?
He black.
What?
You didn't know that this whole time?
No, bro.
Come on,
he black. That's why when people be like, it's not a lot of black coaches getting jobs. I'm like, one just got one. He's doing well.
Hey, we the committee take Mike.
He's just too light for you, huh? Just okay, all right.
I mean, it does feel wrong.
Hey, he be showing up with Louis Vuitton bomber jackets and Jordans and stuff like that. He black.
Hey, it does feel wrong when you see him. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You do got Tomlin.
Hey, receiver.
Hey, guess what? He got to be a certain shade to count.
Receiver is over. They can't compete with the receiver.
No.
I think the black team would take it just on that alone because your best receiver is Cooper Kupp. If we allow them to take Puka, they can have Puka, right? Like it's over with.
We're too top heavy in talent with the receivers.
And
best receivers in the league.
Well, I guess CMC, bro. They might just run the football the whole game.
I'm gonna say this. I'm so happy that again we can have this conversation in jest. Let's move off this before some idiot say, you know what, let's really have this game. And then now everything goes back into this black versus white thing. Some idiot's gonna carry that.
It's called having fun. I could care less. What they gonna do? Take this one pod down? Like, stop playing with me. This is hilarious.
No, not this one pod. I'm just saying one idiot's gonna take it too far. Now all of a sudden we having these race conversations.
Hey, listen,
about everything.
Here's the tough
As if
part.
we don't already do it, right?
Here's the tough part. You can't even take this too far because it's just certain positions that white dudes just don't exist at no more. And I didn't even know there was no black centers out here until we just did that.
Yeah. I could think of one.
Oh, man, that's funny, man. Hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. As always, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, joined by Pettiest Man Alive, Mr. P Kid, and, of course, JC in the cut. Who y'all got winning? Getsy for OC of the Whites. That's interesting there, Lavine. No black long snappers.
Ooh, that's a fact.
Hey, Steve-O, you're assuming we're punting. 4th down every time, baby. Let's go.
Ain't no punting, ain't no kicking going on, baby. We going for it's straight. It's a straight blitz.
We're straight on the other side. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.